All right, so Act 1 and Grammy night. It was also a huge night for Kendrick Lamar, so 5 Grammys. I believe he has 12 in total now. Yes. But Jay Z, who was nominated for 8, got 0 awards. SZA was nominated for 5, also got 0. Bruno Mars had a big night. Do you guys feel like there were some snubs here? Let me know where you want to start.
Yeah, but I think I called most of these, did I not? I said Bruno Mars would be victorious. Mm-hmm. I like Jay Z. I respect.
On a sweep aspect?
Do you think he deserved those 6
awards? I like
awards?
Jay Z. I respect Jay Z, but the album 444 was too personal. It did not represent the pulse of the nation. I don't think Jay Z should have won anything. I'm sorry. You were saying?
You really think that? Jay Z's album, and I know, salute to Kendrick. I do have a take on Kendrick winning all these awards, which I want to congratulate him first and foremost. But I do kind of feel like Kendrick's almost like the token Negro in terms of how.
Stop it.
I have to say
After
that
they played him a few years ago.
They did play him. Mm-hmm. And I think they've kind of realized, like, this is a guy who's safe enough, but a little bit radical enough, if you get what I mean, in terms of straddling that line where we'll just give him the awards. And I'm not going to say by any means it's a conspiracy just to give him the awards, but there were worthy competitors in all the categories that he won in, right? So
you and I, if I'm not mistaken, both said that Kendrick would win Best Rap Album, yes?
Yes.
So why are you now saying token Negro? That's a contradiction.
Because he swept it. He won 5. Like, he won all the categories.
Well deserved.
I think Best Rap Song.
With the exception of
Best Rap Song.
Best Rap Song Performance, I think that SZA got robbed.
Okay, so you don't agree, right? So that's what I'm saying. And remember, SZA won nothing. Kendrick won everything, right? Of course, big salute to Kendrick because it's well deserved. I do believe that the Grammys, and I think we've seen over time, especially when they awarded Macklemore and then they awarded like Iggy at one point too. They're like the referee in a basketball game that just missed the last call and they make it up on the next. So
you didn't watch the Grammys at all?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm not watching that whole.
So how long are we gonna hear this rumbling here about something you didn't watch?
I mean, I know the winners. Do I need to watch the broadcast
to blame
to see?
him, you didn't miss much.
Yes. So do I need to see the commercials? Do I need to see
trying to follow you. Come on.
The people who go on stage? The winners say it all in my book. Kendrick won all the awards. SZA got snubbed. I do believe this is a setup for SZA to win probably 2 years from now whenever she comes out with the next project. Just like
a setup. They're thinking that long term. You think the Grammy snubbed her so they could?
Again.
Oh, you're saying because she lost and she could.
What was when I was predicting the Grammys, and we did it here on the show. I said it, name recognition.
Most of your predictions were wrong, though.
But what was my criteria? Name recognition.
I don't know. What the fuck?
I think it's interesting that Kendrick
was wrong.
And someone else in TDE, if we're talking about name recognition, that they don't at least know who SZA is. Because they have Kendrick opening the show.
In comparison to everybody else who was nominated in the categories? No.
Let's talk about
Alicia
Best New
Cara
Artist.
won over her.
Yo, Best New Artist
pissed
me off. That's when I wish I turned off the show, but unfortunately I kept watching because I was waiting for SZA. So who was in this category? So Khalid, Uzi, SZA, Julia Michaels,
let's not
Alessia
sleep
Cara.
on, and by the way, this is no knock against SZA because trust me, I'm trying to be her friend again. But still,
yo, you're blocked for life.
I probably am. But let's not sleep on the other people who are much more known on a pop level than SZA. I know we all love, I'm telling you, SZA got these chicks in the trance. But beyond a certain demographic, like SZA is still relatively new, right? Like who did they award the winner of Best New Artist, right? They didn't even give it to Uzi. I thought Uzi was the most
This
deserving.
is what I'm saying. It's not even a SZA issue to me. I thought Best New Artist category was ridiculous. Khalid, SZA, or Uzi, I feel like any of them had a bigger year than Alessia Cara. No disrespect to her because she's very talented.
They awarded it to a chick who the label has been trying to push mainstream for 3 years.
And they did.
For 3 years.
And I'm not mad that she won. I would have liked to have seen little Uzi Vert win it, but I'm not mad that she took it.
Who? Alessia Cara?
Alessia Cara.
I'm not mad.
What?
Yeah, I'm not mad.
It felt awkward in the room when
you can't validate why
Are you
she
talking
won.
about hip hop? You're just talking about Best New Artist. The category is Best New Artist.
So what is your justification here?
Let's talk about it. Why should she have won?
I thought that her overall impact.
In what year?
The last 2 years, actually.
More than all the people we just named?
Yes.
Stop it.
Cut it the fuck out.
Stop it.
I'm dead.
SZA's impact in the last 6 months.
Who did you think should have won?
Any of the other 3 people I just named.
Pick one.
And again,
Khalid had a better.
they all had big years. They had projects out. This is not the point. I want you to justify why
now it's
she
not
should
the
have
point.
won over everyone else there.
Star.
I thought
I'm
I
just
just made
saying,
it clear.
not-
You're trolling. You got to be trolling. Let's be clear.
I'm paying attention, and matter of fact, I think I even picked her last week. You didn't pick none of these people.
But
so,
wait,
so
can
now
you tell us
maybe
why?
you should be trolling.
No, you have to tell us why.
I picked Uzi to win, right? But I said I also wouldn't be mad.
I
if
just said
SZA won.
impact and the song, which I don't even have in front
Let's
of me.
stay
here.
on
Star.
impact. No,
Wasn't the song with Zed? Was it with Zed?
Yeah, yeah.
Zed? Yes. There
What
you
was
go.
the impact that she had last year compared to like an Uzi?
The greatest power is influence. She's been influential. I mean, that's not hard to figure out.
More than someone like Uzi last year, if we're talking about
Yeah, I
impact?
would say so. Yeah.
Star, are you
Just
really,
completely arbitrary
yeah,
then.
Star, are you really following the culture, my man? Because it's no way you could look at that
You
list
didn't even
of
watch the
people.
award show, and you
Forget
said
the
You
award
don't need
show.
to watch-
You were wrong last
No,
week.
no, I know the artists.
You were wrong last week.
I know the artists,
now you're
and I
sitting
know
here-
their impact.
Do you actually believe the shit that comes out of your mouth?
Absolutely. If you're gonna tell me that Alicia Cara,
So then why didn't you
had
believe the
more-
shit that you picked last week?
Because she didn't win because of impact. That's what I'm saying to
That-
you.
that's- that's
trying
my
to
assessment.
You're justifying it on impact, and I'm saying if that's your justification,
If you want to talk about
Without-
hang on, understanding of pop culture, hip hop, research, for about 7 years, I think I said this when we first got together, but for about 7 years before I even started doing radio, I used to call radio stations, billboard reporting, stores, retail stores, and I used to deal with SoundScan. I did that for 3 years. I sat there with a fucking typewriter, calling stores from Maine down to Florida. So having an understanding of the marketplace is key. You just can't sit there and say, oh, well, I like this or I like that. You have to know what is the pulse of the nation. Just like I spoke about Jay Z, not representing what most people think, and Bruno Mars being the favorite. What is so hard for you to understand?
Wait,
that?
Star. You can't.
You can do all the faces you want to.
I think I could understand the point you're making about
Really?
Jay-Z in terms of like him not appealing to this
Tell me
like
the most
younger generation,
impactful
but
thing she's
saying that
done.
she had a more
What
impactful year
what
than them is
impactful
just
song has she put out?
preposterous.
Just because you didn't like it or you didn't relate to it,
But name it. What is it?
the song she did with Zed.
You couldn't even name it. You were like the song with Zed.
That's the impactful.
Well, go ahead and
shit.
Google it. You got a laptop right there. Google it.
I think the song is called Stay.
There you go.
You didn't just make a point. Okay.
So hang on.
So you're just trolling us on this
if we
category
want to
then.
nitpick, did you listen to the Migos' entire CD?
The new one I did.
Or were you in the green room this morning listening to it before the show?
I did. No.
What does that have to do with this topic right now?
Everything.
Yeah, so I gave it a
Everything.
listen through. I'm not ready to have a deep dive on
Right,
Migos.
right.
Now,
Okay,
you're not
I am.
telling me
I am.
that she had more impact than anyone else in this category. We have to
Yes.
stop.
Yeah. And she won. End of story.
No, she won, but I believe it's for different reasons. I find it hard for you to justify that
You
impact.
can nitpick. You can try and say why you think she should have won or why the others didn't win, but she won.
Okay, she did win.
She
did win.
won.
But she didn't win because of impact that everyone could justify. Only you and I don't believe you're following the culture, Star. That's why you're saying she was impactful.
So
in
says the
comparison.
king of trolling. I'm not following the culture.
What does it have to do with me valuing these artists?
Everything. But come on, I'm
No,
trying to follow you.
Khalid had more impact on the culture. SZA had way more impact on the culture. Even Uzi. I'm saying
SZA
we're
did
talking about-
great
if we're
and a
talking about
great
impact,
song.
If we're talking about impact, we know impact and numbers sometimes don't match up. But if we're talking about impact, they had more impact on the culture. Honestly, if I had to justify why she won, there's been an orchestrated effort from her record label and other forces because there's been radio conglomerates that has backed her, pushing her music,
And?
that has almost trying to like force her on the public. I do believe in me trying to say name recognition is a big part of this. That's one of the
It's
reasons
called
why
promotion and marketing. What don't you understand?
All right, I think we've had enough of this topic. He's going to troll us the entire show if we just let him keep going. Let's just move on. Cardi B didn't pick
It's
up any
American Awards, it's not
nominations.
Billboard Awards.
Yeah, nah, she didn't pick up anything, but Cardi seemed like she definitely had a good time at her first Grammys, right? You didn't see it, my apologies. She performed with Bruno. She looked like she had a dope time.
I saw some performances. I wasn't watching every time Chappelle came out on stage or any time like they showed someone in the crowd. I don't
He
give
also
fuck
took a
about
shot
that.
at the Grammys for Tribe not getting that nomination, which was pretty funny.
Which is a worthy shot.
Yeah.
It's a worthy shot. Well, before we just skip past the whole thing, and again, it's crazy. I have to be the one to do it. SZA absolutely. It's almost it's highway robbery that she didn't get at least one.
Word. But she was even starring in the commercials during the
Yeah,
Grammys.
it's crazy that she didn't get one, and that's my whole premise too. I believe if she continues,
She
to
looked
produce,
depressed. I wish you would have saw her performance. She looked a little depressed.
I can imagine it's hard getting up there to perform and feeling spirited after getting played
I
like
didn't think
that.
she looked. I saw her performance. She didn't look depressed during the performance.
Oh, you did see
Like,
the performance.
Sometimes when they panned to her and there was some behind the scenes stuff, she didn't look like she was having the best of time. But who knows what might be happening? But I do believe she got robbed completely. Again, I'm not gonna knock Alicia Carr for that particular character, but the SZA should got something.
She definitely should have gotten something. All right, interesting show, I guess. Feels like the same story every year. They set us up. We thought maybe they were going to get it right. I really don't think that they did.
They got the nominations right. And-
But then they failed at the rest of it.
Well, that's one step, right, in getting the nominations. And if I understand the process correctly, and I've tried my best to research into how all these things happen, the nomination process is a little bit separate from the voting process to pick the winner.
Right.
So the mere fact that we had people like GoldLink, Black, and other people nominated shows that we're on the right track, right? However, maybe there's a couple of tweaks to be had, but listen, I do think no one's going to be here arguing about Kendrick winning, and of course we don't want SZA to win something, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, congrats to all the winners and love to the nominees as well. Even if they didn't take home awards, you deserve it.